4 in the morning, I'm thinking about money. I need it, I want it, I can't even sleep.
Interviews. Loso, while I pour this Henny shot for us, what made you start fucking with battle rap, man?
Man, for me, I was actually doing a bunch of I just started doing music, but I started doing these open mics, and in the open mics I was doing. A lot of people knew me for doing these poems.
Yeah.
Every time I got off stage, it was like 1 or 2 dudes in the crowd. So I'll be up in E-Boy, you know what I'm saying, downtown Tampa and stuff. And so they'll come up to me and say, man, you know, your mannerisms when you rap kind of remind us of a battle rapper. And for me, I was like, yeah, I used to like battle rap, right? I was a huge Cortez fan. I was a huge Young Ill fan. But I was just like, man, I could never do what they do.
Yeah.
I did a competition now in 2013. This is actually where I met Street Hymns. A lot of people. It was a competition in Chicago. You went and submitted a video, and they chose the best freestyle videos. A-Ward actually submitted a video, and he didn't get chosen, which is crazy. Right. But me and Street Hymns did, and we didn't know each other, and we went out to Chicago and we did this competition. It was like a 16-man bracket. And the crazy thing is, we backstage and they pulling out the names. They're like, yo, whatever names we pull out is who you gonna go against. Yeah. And me and Street Hymns was the first names that got pulled out. And so we battled each other. We didn't battle each other. Okay. So what we did, we had these it was the hottest 16. So you spit your verse, and that's just what it was. So Street Hymns went, and I had kind of, like I said, I've been writing like a battle rapper. I went.
Was this on the beat?
Nah, it's acapella.
Okay.
And so Jen was actually the guest judge. Jen was the judge. This is where Jen first saw me. As soon as I got off the stage, so I ended up winning that round against Street Hymns, and I won the whole competition. So Jen came up to me and was like, yo, you need to battle rap. You need to join battle rap. And I was like, I still don't know. So I heard about a tryout in Tampa, and then the rest was history, bro.
So basically, people just pushing you in the ring, man. You gotta do this shit. You gotta do this.
Every
shit.
place I went, bro. Yeah. Every place I went, I felt like it was a different conversation. I just kept having with people, and they just kept trying to say yo, we know you can do this. But for me, I was looking at these dudes and I was like, yo, it's no way I go ahead and memorize 5, 6, 7 minutes of material. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Up to 9 minutes material, rap it in front of a crowd, rap it with your opponent staring you down. I was just like, yo, it's no way I could do that. I didn't think I could. But then it got to a point where I was like, man, you know what? I'm going to just try it. It's like a bucket list type of thing. So when I heard so there's a league out here in Tampa. They're not doing it anymore, but it was called Enter the Dungeon. And I submitted a couple of my spoken words, and the
street right there.
Yeah. I submitted one of my videos, and the league owner was like, "Yo, where the hell have you been at?" That's exactly what he said when he saw my video. I said, we could do it, and so I went, and they put me against their top protege at the time, and it was crazy, bro. It was a free event, but the crazy thing about it though, even though it was free, not many people used to come, bro. I packed the whole place out. Yeah. I had already started building a little following, certain things I was doing. But that was the first time I ever did something like that, man. And because it went so well, I felt like I couldn't stop after that.
So what year was this right here?
That's 2015. 2015, I was in June.
So you only been battling for about
4 years.
Damn. Okay, that's crazy. And this tournament had 3 of the 4 horsemen try to be a part of it.
Yeah, A-Ward was gonna be. A-Ward told me. He said he submitted a video and he just never heard anything back. But this is where I met Street Hymns at. You know, Street Hymns from Texas. I'm from Florida, and they flew. I mean, they didn't fly, but they brought in a bunch of us in town for this tournament.
That's crazy. Shout out Shot-Time. I got kids out there, man. Shout out to the babies, man. That's crazy though. I didn't expect that story right there. Yeah. I didn't expect it to be so recent. Once you start saying I've been always fucked with battle rap, you know what I mean, I fucked with Cortez. I'm this must be a newer story. You know what I mean? Damn. Yeah. That's what's up, man. Okay. Shout out to the whole 4 horsemen, man.
Yes, sir.
You from Tampa. How hard was it for you coming from Tampa to make it to where you at in the battle rap culture?
Yeah, so in the South, you really don't get taught. I mean, you got the T-Tops and Chef Trez and stuff like that, but my thing is it's not a staple. The West got the whole coast. East Coast, you got Jersey, New York. People already gonna respect you over there, and you got a lot of different outlets. But in the South, even though people are battling, it's just kind of hard to be on the map. Even to this day, if you just say, yo, who's the greatest Southern battle rapper of all time? You don't have one. Maybe it might be T-Top or Briz. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
You know what? I don't look at T-Type. They
that's the
scream
thing, right?
North Carolina,
That's what I'm saying. But even that, see, I know they scream North Carolina, but my thing is like, I kind of even think of them as Atlanta because they was rocking with Spit That Heat.
Yeah. I'm just saying, when I hear them, other than the fact they say Carolina, they don't talk like. I think that's why Swamp accent is such a big thing. Just like a Geechee Gotti, you feel like these niggas represent their place. Like
that's true.
Like talking to them make you feel like where they're from. Oh yeah, this nigga Swamp saying, I ain't even get no coat new. What the fuck is coat new, boy?
That's a fact.
Yeah. So that's basically what I'm asking you though. Like, is this a place you feel like y'all have slept on? Like, was it hard? Or?
Yeah, for Florida, you know what I'm saying? Like, already people I've only been doing this for and even in the 4 years, I've only got 25 battles. You know what I'm saying? So already people saying like, yo, you the greatest Florida rapper of all time. You know what I'm saying? Now you got Johnny Storm, you had these other dudes who were already doing it, but my thing is like, so it wasn't a lot of history that's known to the world. But for me, I would say yes and no. I would say yes, it was difficult, but because I linked up with John so early in my career, it was like a Shaq and Kobe thing. He had just started a league, and he needed to find a star. He didn't need you gotta think about it. He already had dudes that he was able to pull out from other leagues, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, all right, cool, you bullpen now. So he had Shaq Trez, he had that, you know what I'm saying?
He basically took the top niggas from Spit That Heat.
They left Spit That Heat and they went to bullpen. But my thing is like, he didn't have a dude who he kind of molded from the ground up. So I had nothing. I had nothing to show. No one knew my name. And when I met up with John, I was literally on my second battle ever. And people didn't even know. Yeah, people didn't even know about my battle in Tampa. So when I went up there, John and them thought I was a totally new battle rapper. But I told him, I said, nah, I got some footage out. But, so when I linked up, he needed a new dude, and I needed somebody to kind of just co-sign me. You know what I'm saying? Because I already knew what I could do if I was put in the right position. So I would say, yes, it is difficult. But when you find somebody who kind of like, who saw, you know what I'm saying, who saw something and believed in something, I was like, man, you know what I'm saying, we about to go take over this.
And you're absolutely right. I'm still thinking you had me stuck on who's the best South battle rapper, but it's no motherfucking question who came from bullpen made the biggest, you know what I mean, statement out here. Like you shot to the. I heard your name way before I even seen you rap. I just started out of nowhere. Loso. Who the fuck is Loso? Who the fuck is Loso? But then I saw your shit. I'm like, he's fired. You know what I mean? So. I was, you know what? I was challenging myself not to bring this up this early in the interview, but fuck it. Let's just talk about the Christian thing, man. You know what I mean? So, when did you start incorporating your faith in your bars?
So for me, it wasn't even like I was incorporating it. It was just my life. So same way like what you rapping, right? You rap the pain or struggle, whatever it is, right? You only rapping from your worldview, and this is what I try to tell people. Like, whoever kind of like want to throw at me and my brothers and whatnot, like, yo, this is a gimmick. I'm like, a gimmick is something that you not, and you utilizing it in battle rap to kind of like, you know, to catapult yourself. My thing is, bro, this what I do. This is who I am. Like like when I battled Prep in Tampa, and Prep was like, yo, you ain't do nothing for Tampa, and I started saying that everybody in Tampa in the crowd was cheering because they know. They see the homeless outreaches. They see the food drives. They see when we passing out coats and stuff. They see that stuff. So my thing is like,
that was powerful when you and you know what I'm saying, with Tampa as a whole, like,
you know what I'm saying. And so my thing is like, Henny, like, it wasn't me incorporating, but for me, I got saved, like I met Jesus when I was like, I want to say 20 years old, you know what I'm saying? So after that, I started, and then, you know, I did that competition, I want to say in 2013. So for me, by the time I started doing battle rap, it was already consuming my life, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is who God was just, I had just been changed, and trust me, bro, like, I was wild. I was wild out there, you know what I'm saying? So my thing is like, when I got saved.
So how many people have you killed?
That's the
I'm fucking with you.
But my thing is like, you know, so like when I got saved and I started rapping, I didn't even think of it like, yo, I gotta incorporate. It was just, yo, I'm just real. So you real, you know what I'm saying? Like, we just gonna rap about our current situation.
I actually use you as a reference a lot of times when the believability conversation comes up, because I'm trying to explain. You don't gotta be Geechee Gotti believable. You're not only believable if you rap about guns and violence. I said Loso is a Christian, and I believe the shit out of that. Like, I look at it and it's believable. That's believability. I believe he is who the fuck he is right then. off the camera.
You know what's so crazy though? B-Dot told me, he said, yo, I don't believe what you believe in, but I know you believe what you believe in.
Y'all got fire back.
Yeah, B-Dot said like when I hear you rap, I know you believe what you believe.
Yeah.
And Ryder told me, Ryder came up to me, he said like, bro, like something about you, like your conviction, like he said you sound like a pastor when you rap.
Yeah.
And so I was like, yo, that's real, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, it's just
I can see you at the pulpit. I don't think you sound like a only reason I don't think you sound like a pastor is because you coming from here. Pastors sometimes come from here. You know what I mean? That makes sense. You know what I mean? Like you're relatable. You right here with us. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if I could do a sit down interview with a pastor and drink Henny and be comfortable. You know what I mean? Is that something that's accepted?
Bro, so this is what I tell people all the time. Like, it's not a sin. It's not wrong. Like this, right? I tell people like, yo, in moderation. You know what I'm saying? Like, you will never, ever catch me tipsy or drunk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like me, I'm a social drinker. Like you drink, you know what I'm saying? And I truly believe. Like people ask me like, yo, why are you with these dudes? You know what I'm saying? Why are you with the Geechees and the Henny Men? So like, why you trying? I'm like, yo, if Jesus was here, who do you think he'll be with? You think he'll be with
street niggas?
My thing is like the dudes like, you know what I'm saying, who he trying to build relationships with and he trying to help out and stuff like that. So my thing is like, ain't nothing wrong with this. Now granted, you know what I'm saying, you won't ever see me smoke weed, but that's because we in Florida, you know what I'm saying, it's illegal. But if I was somewhere else, I still probably wouldn't, just because I don't smoke weed myself. My thing's like, if you in Colorado, you in Cali, hey, go ahead.
Yeah, because you're supposed to obey all
laws
and
laws, you know what I'm saying, as long as they don't contradict one another. But to me, like anybody who's like, yo, why you drinking ham? I'm just like, what's the problem? But the thing about it though, we got presuppositions of like, oh, a Christian can't do that. Yeah. Like I've heard plenty of times, yo, and the crazy thing is, dudes in battle rap be like, yo, you too Christian, bro, leave. And the crazy thing is, I got Christians saying, man, you too much like, you not Christian enough. Yeah, okay. And then I found myself like in the middle, I'm like, dang, I can't win from nobody. Yeah. Y'all think I'm too much like Jesus. They think I'm not like Jesus at all.
You never made me feel like that. Yeah, you know what I mean? You never made me feel like I can't say this or do this around Loso. Like, I mean, I probably tried to pass you a blunt before. I mean,
I tell everybody, yo, just be real around me and I'm going to be real around you. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah. So, I mean, this is kind of off battle rap, but you just said something interesting. Is it a situation where a man-made law comes in the way of a God-made law, for lack of a better term?
So I'm trying to think. So for instance, like right now, if they turn it, I think they're trying to make a law like if you say anything negative about homosexuality, right, it's considered hate speech. And you could get in trouble for that, right? So obviously, I know people who are gay, and I'm like, yo, that's you, you know what I'm saying? But my thing is like, if someone asked me on the subject, someone asked me like, yo, is this okay? Is this right? I would say, nah, I don't believe in same-sex marriage. You know what I'm saying? If there was a law to not say that, I would still say it because I know I have a law that's over that. You know what I'm saying? I know guys, and I'm just like, yo, I don't have a problem. Like, it's not because I got a problem. I got a problem because God has a problem with it. You know what I'm saying? So in that situation, I don't know a specific one right now, like that. You know, that's kind of like that I'm dealing with in life.
That's a good example. Where in the Bible does it say that you can't be gay?
So I mean, they got several verses like in Corinthians or whatnot, basically letting you know like homosexuality is a sin. You know what I'm saying? And
it says that in there? It says the word homosexuality?
Homosexuality, yep. Plain as day.
Word?
Yep, plain as day.
That's crazy.
And it was a thing. It was a thing back then. But then on top of that, like marriage is between a man and a woman. You know what I'm saying? So
I put just
nah, you good. But yeah, you know, so that's a so I don't know, like I said, I don't know another law, but I was just trying to think of one off the top. But
that's a good one. That's a good one. I definitely feel you, man. I hope you don't get no hate speech on your Twitter because of what you just. You know what I mean?
But like I said, I'm cool with all of them. Like you know the battle rapper J2.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like
he's actually fire.
And I tell him, you know what I'm saying? And you know what's crazy? One that he had a battle in Tampa, and I'm supporting dude. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't nothing, but I always tell people, bro, like.
He not Christian stuff too, don't he? Sometimes.
Nah, no.
I mean, I know he's disrespectful as shit.
Yeah.
I seen him battle.
He said something.
Yeah.
Drugs? You saw him battle drugs or something?
Nah, I seen him battle somebody and talk about He talking about God. He was talking about his faith in God.
Probably.
And yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But my thing is like, that's my boy. Like if
Yeah.
I see him, I dap him up, and it's nothing like I don't do that. No, because I know where I came from, bro, and I know even now, like I ain't perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like I deal with stuff like a real man. Like A-War said this powerful line in one of his battles. It was against Cortez, and he was like, "Yo, even when, because you know his slogan is God is good
all the time."
And A-War said, "Yo, even when I say my slogan, sometimes it's hard for me to believe it. Like it's real." You know what I'm saying? Like
what you mean? Oh my
you know what I'm
God!
saying?
He
Like,
said that in the bar.
Yeah, he said that in Cortez. He said, "Yo,
whoa!
Sometimes when I say my slogan, it's even tough for me to believe it. Cause yo, we go through this real stuff every day."
Hey, water's so fire.
You know what I'm saying? And if you listening to that, how can you, even if you don't believe it, how can you not relate to that? How can you not be like, yo, I feel that. I feel that sometimes, yo, I'm looking at my life, I'm like, yo, how can you tell me God is good? And he's great. So my thing is like, these are real, like we're real people dealing with real things, and the only difference is like, yo, I'm just saying, yo, Jesus saved my life, so. And I ain't trying to turn your joint to.
Nah, that's what we here
But
for,
yeah,
man. This shit talks everything. I'm into this is shit that I want to be in tune with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like with these jumps, man, it's not about who you about to battle or who you just battled. This shit is about life. Who are you as a motherfucking person? Somebody could look at this shit 5 years from now and it still be relevant as opposed to me saying, yo, who you battling on Born Legacy? Next year that shit ain't gonna matter.
Ain't relevant.
You know what I mean? The video ain't gonna matter. You know what I mean? Hold on, so I just had a good one. Damn it. Fuck. Shit. Anyway. Matter of fact, you know what? Prior to Four Horsemen.
Yeah.
Take me through your story through your eyes. After you link with John, Shaq, and Kobe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? From between that little gap up until you already.
Yeah. So I go and I hear about this tryout. The tryout, they told me about the bullpen joint, and prior to this, I wanted to do Spit That Heat. Spit That Heat was the biggest league near me. Yeah. So it was a staple for Southern battle rap. I've been trying to get in contact with Blow, and I couldn't get in contact with, like, they just weren't like book it. They just weren't looking at my footage, and like I said, I only had one footage at the time.
Trez is up there.
Trez is up there.
I think of Trez when I think of the South.
Yep. You think of Trez, you think of Flacco, you think of
I do not think of Flacco.
Okay,
Shout out to him.
got you.
I just seen him.
But it's a couple. But it's a couple of dudes, you know what I'm saying? But my thing is like, for me, when I was trying to get on there, I haven't heard anything yet. Now, John, I just hear that John was doing a trial league in Atlanta. I said, I bet. Street Hymns is already on bullpen. And nobody don't notice, he was on their first card. He was booked on their first card. Okay. And so I contacted Street Hymns. He was like, yo, John, good people, go ahead and do it. So I went. It was a $100 fee. I paid $100. And you didn't know who your opponent was until till they wrote you back. So they wrote me back, and they linked me up with somebody. So up into the thing, I'm thinking it's all new battlers. So I'm thinking when it comes to a new battler, I'm above the curve right now. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm not a new dude who's just like, yo, you could just tell like, yo, he got some potential, but like I could go in there and really catch wreck. Well, when the flyer drops, I'm looking at all these names. I'm like, Jack Boy. I'm looking at like Cannon the Beast. I'm like, yo, these Spit That Heat battlers. Yeah. And they've been battling for years.
Jack Boy went on Spit That Heat.
Jack Boy never been on Spit That Heat?
No.
All right, but Jack Boy had been battling though.
Yeah.
Jack Boy had been battling. So I'm looking at these dudes and I'm like, yo, these dudes have been battling for a minute. Yeah. And they're on this card.
Like
I said,
it felt like it was more official than you thought.
And so for me, I was like, there's no way I could go ahead and win this tournament now. Yeah. I said, you know what? Best I could do is just try to show out. And it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So what I did, I finally got in contact with Spit That Heat. Check this out. Blow and Shanita Mathis, who was with Blow at the time.
I know.
They finally got.
She with John.
She with John. Okay. Yep. They finally got back to me and it was like, yo, we got a battle with this. We gonna hook you up with this battle against this dude named Chris Trotter. Right? I guess he was coming up too. I don't know if you know Chris Trotter. He out in Tennessee with Balls Major. But I was gonna battle him, and so I already booked it because I didn't think things were gonna pan out with bullpen after this event. So I'm driving up there, you know what I'm saying? I write all my rounds, I memorize it. Now, I remember John was on Twitter. I even tweeted John. I said, yo, make sure you remember this. Like, I'm going to show you who I am. And John just tweeted back. He didn't know who I was, just tweeted this dude back. He just said, I'm looking forward to it. That's all he wrote me.
Yeah.
He didn't know who I was. He didn't know what was going to come out.
Did you believe the tweet? Because it sounded like you a little.
I didn't believe the tweet. I'm gonna be honest with you. What I wanted though, I didn't think I was gonna win the event.
Yeah.
Because it was too many. Billy Dutchess. All these dudes were on here.
I've heard of
Wavy. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is like, I'm looking at this. I'm like, yo, it's no way I can come out on top. But if I could just show him something, maybe he could just, he just throw my name out there in the mix. So.
Fire. I like the thought process.
Check this out now. The event, and I tell people, what you need sometimes, bro, you need the perfect storm. And if you ask all these different, like, if you hear Chilla's story with the JC battle, if you hear all these, like, it was a perfect storm that everything matched up perfectly.
You've heard him tell, he told you
the story?
he
told me the story, you know what I'm saying, with that. But my thing is yeah, sit down with that.
I need that.
But my thing is like, with me, I was like, yo, I need all the stars to line tonight. So I'm memorized. I'm locked in, bro. The place is packed. It was a free event. Everyone's in.
I'm gonna pause you for a second. I gotta thank you. You just gave me a whole thought for a new idea. I'm gonna do some shit called Classic Revisited and get a phone conversation with the niggas revisiting the classic battles. Like that shit you just said with Chilla.
Yep.
That's lit. I'm going straight for that. But nah, go ahead though.
Yeah, so it's a free event.
Yeah.
John throws a free event. He didn't charge at the door, but he charged us $100 to join the trial, which is fine because he had a grand prize, I think that night, of $1,000.
Right.
So, I show up and it's packed. All the battles are there. I'm looking around, I'm like, damn, like my heart started racing. I'm like, I'm in front of a bunch of people, and there was one battle that started the night off, and it was a fire battle. It was Billy Dutchess versus Wavington. They set off the night. Crazy battle. Billy Dutchess has a crazy event. Crazy performance. He wins that battle. We waiting for the next one to go on, and I see my opponent. His name was Bully. His name's Bully Danny. He's actually from Baltimore. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him.
What is his name?
Bully Danny.
Nah.
He's a young dude though. So I see him walking on stage, and I'm like, what? And I see him go to John, and he basically tells John, yo, I want to battle next. I want to get this over with. John gets on the microphone. I need Loso to the stage. You about to go ahead and battle Bully Danny, right? No one knows who I am. Not a single soul. I go on stage. And I'm like, all right, it's showtime. You know what I'm saying? I lose the coin toss, and I go first. And when I go first, the crowd was in the palm of my hand. Just from my delivery, I start rapping, and I just notice people are there. Now you got to think about it. Not only is John hosting this event, but you got Chef Trez in the building. You know what I'm saying? He's on the judge. T-Top's one of the judges. Danger Zone one of the judges. And so they're there, and you got people like, okay, yo, this is a legit thing. I go in, and everyone's reacting. Now my opponent, he wasn't terrible. He goes in his first round, starts coming back, and a lot of people might even have him edging the first. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So
it was good at the time. I go with my second round, which I knew was a crazy round, bro, and it goes crazy in the building.
He was
every line. Not only was it so crazy, but there was these three ladies in the front who were drunk, and they were screaming at like high pitched voices in the battle, bro. And during that, I'm like, man, I should probably like freestyle. I should rebuttal.
Oh, you did a rebuttal type zone?
So I did something like, you know what I'm saying? I got a ratchet so loud, it should be sitting in the front row. But it's the thing, Henny. If you check it right, I say that now. Everybody, like, it's like a split little second. I said it should be sitting in the front row. You see everybody like, oh. Bro, when I tell you, the room fell, bro. Yeah. They grabbed me. I remember Chef Trez grabbed me. He sat me. Danger Zone was like, "Don't move, bro. It's crazy." Like, bro, it was ridiculous. And after that, my third round hit again, and Bully Danny was kind of going down. But my every round was on top, and I just remember thinking like, yo, this is the best thing that could have happened. Because I was super nervous to go up there. My opponent wants to battle. We hit it off, and then now all of a sudden everybody knows. So every other battle came up there, and it was cool battles here and there. It was a couple good performances here and there. But when I went up there, the thing that gave me the edge was the fact that nobody knew who I was.
Yeah.
And that's who John was looking for. He was hoping that he found somebody that nobody knew so he could say, this is mine. And I remember there was a couple of dudes who went up to him and said, no matter who you pick as the winner tonight, you need to stay with that kid.
Yeah.
And it's a you know what I'm saying, it's an interview on YouTube, and John says that he's like, yo, I didn't profit I didn't make a dime off this event because it was a free event, and I lost a lot of money booking the venue, the bar, and stuff like that. He said, but I did profit off the winner, and his name is Loso, and you're gonna hear a lot about him. He said that, bro, and he called me. We exchanged numbers, and you gotta think about it, bro. Like, that's John the Don for a dude like, you know, like who didn't, nobody knew. When I get the phone call the next week, it was a wrap, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of just, I looked at my phone. It said Yonkers. I knew it was from him.
Yeah.
Picked up the phone, and it was surreal. You know what I'm saying? He just told me. He said, "Yo, this is my plan, yada yada," and stuck with it.
Shout out John for the vision, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that it takes great foresight to take them type of risks.
Yeah.
And just believe they gonna pay off. He had faith. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe that's the word of the day. He had faith.
Facts,
and then
that's
he put
crazy.
up, you know what I mean? And it's just all laid out.
Yeah.
Shout out to John. Shout out to Bullpen. You know what I mean? And that whole movement.
Yeah.
All right, so this is a two-part question. The first part of it, you ain't got to spend time on. But that freestyle / rebuttal, would you say that's like one of your most important bars ever?
Ever, bro.
Okay. And then the second part to that is, was that an imaginary gun bar?
It was. So I had just started imaginary gun bars in Tampa, right? I just did it really because the dude I was battling, it was an angle or whatnot. But because it went so well, I was like, let me go do it. You know what I'm saying? And it was supposed to be my staple. It was supposed to be like my special move.
Yeah.
And so I was doing it. So when I did it over there, I did do an imaginary gun bar set. And because I had imaginary gun bars, that was one that I had just thought about on the fly. Boom, it hit. You know what I'm saying? So, but
yeah. So why did you stop the imaginary gun bar thing?
I stopped the match. So it was two reasons. And I told people that. So when I linked up with the Four Horsemen, Street Hymns actually told me. He said, "Yo, I would like to just see you not do it." You know what I'm saying? Now at the time I was just like, "Wow!" Like it's a special move. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm doing it. And the thing about it though is that I didn't come in the game getting slandered for using it. Like people were just like, "Yo, this is fire." You know what I'm saying? Because I was doing. There was a reason. There was a whole. You know, at the line I was like, you know, I know y'all saying Christians shouldn't use gun balls, and I hear all that. I just wanted to show the whole world how I feel every time I hear y'all rap.
Yeah.
Boom, right? Yeah. So it made sense. But when Street Hymns told me that, the second thing was my opponents started using it as an angle.
As an angle, yeah.
And so it turned from a move I had to something that actually was working against me.
Yeah.
And so people would kind of build whole narratives on Christian with gun balls, Christian with gun balls. And you know, I could sit down and debate with you and rebuttal like, yo, this is entertainment, this is yada, all this stuff. But at the same time, I was just like, man, you know what? So the first battle I never did it in was against Bad News.
Okay.
Bad News had a whole round about me using gun bars. Yeah. But I knew that was gonna come in because we had already been debating off camera and online and stuff like that. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and promote like I'm gonna have the craziest gun bars this battle. I don't have a single one. And it was the first time I didn't do it, and when I didn't do it, it worked so well. And also, I was just like, man, you know what? It got to a point I felt like I was dependent on it. Like it was like, yo, if I get to my second round and I do imaginary gun balls, then it's a wrap for my opponent because I'm definitely gonna win that round. Well, it don't happen like that. I don't need it. And I felt like for me, it was making me a better rider. Like if you hear my stuff, like my old stuff, like just my setups and everything, like it just wasn't clean. And I remember I used to get a lot of feedback from different battlers about that. Yeah. But I didn't know, I wasn't comprehending because you gotta think about I was just starting to battle rap. Then after that, bro, like now, like every word, every line, like I make sure like I'm making sense with everything I jot down now. And so that's specifically why, even though people still kind of, you know, no matter what,
they still gonna.
I haven't,
it's not relevant no more.
I haven't used the gun ball in so long.
It's not
but
relevant no more.
My next opponent, you know, they're gonna say a Christian with gun ball, and you know, people gonna eat it up because you know it is.
It's gonna start getting old because it's gonna start getting old. I ain't gonna dwell on it, but that angle's gonna start getting old if you're not using them. It's not relevant. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, though, so you won this tournament.
Oh yeah.
So you just a tournament winning motherfucker. You just came in. You over here out Chicago. You in Atlanta winning the tournament. Yeah. And then what though?
So after I win the tournament, John calls me and he says, "Yo, I want to put you on the next big card. This is Chef Trez versus Sire Boy. main event card, right?
Okay.
It's like a bullpen.
Yeah.
It's like, so John every year what he does is
like
he
the recent
joint, right? He takes a full card just full of his bulls. So me and the second place winner, Billy Dutchess, who had been battling for a minute, he's a spit that heat dude. We was on the card. And I'm like, I bet, you know, this is, and I was opening the card, and I was like, yo, this the one I need. Well, Billy Dutchess doesn't show up to the event that day. Okay. And so I was like, dang. And I felt like, man, I just lost my opportunity. But it was another perfect storm, bro. What ends up happening, Billy Dutchess doesn't show up. I don't battle on an event. John's throwing an event, I think, a month later. That was in April. That Billy Dutchess event was in April. He's throwing one in June. And this is where I battled Barry Bands at. I don't know if you ever saw me and Barry Bands.
I may have.
Okay, so this battle, you know Barry Bands.
I know exactly who he is. Yeah.
So Barry Bands, this battle is the battle that, even though John was talking about me on Twitter.
That might be the first one I saw.
And this is the battle that some people had just, like Jazz the Rapper reached out. Dangerous already knew, but Jazz the Rapper, Jay Black had reached out. Like, these people were like, yo, okay, who's this dude Loso and why is he wilding? He links me up. And now Barry Bands tried out for the event too. The thing about it though, his opponent no-showed. And there was a lot of talk like, if Barry Bands was on the tryout, Loso wouldn't have won the tryout. So I was like, all right, bet. I told him. I actually told John. John was like, yo, who do you want in this car? I said, yo, give me Bad News. And this is when me and Bad News did not like each other. I said, give me Bad News. Bad News was like, nah, I got something to do that day. He had nothing to do that day, but he was playing his cards.
I want you to get back to y'all and not like each other.
Bet. So he didn't have, you know what I'm saying? He ended up battling that same card, but this is what happened.
So he basically dubbed you.
He dubbed me, but it actually worked out for him better too. So this is what happened. So this is when the rap game comes out, and John's on the rap game, and Jermaine Dupri hits him up and says, yo, what I want to do, I want to take my kids to a battle event, and I want two of them to go ahead and battle, right? So Canada Beats and Bad News, they battle two of them. But when me and Barry Bands are on, when we about to get on stage, that's when Jermaine Dupri is about to walk in with all the Lifetime cameras and everything. So we're on TV now. Me and Barry Bands are on Lifetime.
I think that's the only episode of that show I watched.
That's the only one I ever watched. and we showed up on Lifetime, bro. And I'm wilding on Barry Bands, bro. Like, I knew what I wanted to do. I knew everything, you know what I'm saying? Like, the gun bars, the magic gun bars was like on 10. The things I was talking to him about. And it just went so crazy that, like, I was taking shots at dudes. I was taking shots at drugs because I knew there was a little DMV clique that they had. And so my thing is like, after that, John was just like, all right, we about to run with this.
Yeah, it's on.
Literally the next month, we had another event, and it was Fade. It was the biggest bullpen event of the day.
Fade,
And Fade is where John was supposed to battle Daylight, but the battle didn't go down. But they had Cortez and Riggs. They had DNA Chef Trez.
What, so Suge was on that card?
Nah, Suge wasn't on that card. You talking about a different one. But for me, I battled XL.
Yeah.
This is the first rapper that kind of like gave me a shot.
Yeah.
But John hits XL up. XL comes down, and we put on a crazy battle, bro. And it does crazy numbers. This is my first 100,000 view battle. Yeah. This is my first battle that like Rap Grid is tweeting about because Rap Grid is doing the pay-per-view. Right. And so people's like, yo, who is this kid and why is he wilding again? Right. And then what the crazy thing is, a lot of people say that's the best XL ever. And so we would had a legit crazy battle back and forth. And so after that same year, I battled DNA. That was my close range shot. He did close range. That's the one we talking about. Hitman. And DNA
hosted it, right?
Yep. And DNA that year, so he ended up doing a list. I remember DNA did a list that year, 2016, and he had only lost 2 battles. He said he battled like 26 times, bro, and caught W's all year. But he says that he only lost 2 battles. He lost Gun Titles Part 1, and he said Loso was my other loss. And I knew I won the battle too, you know what I'm saying?
That's fine. Shout out to DNA for being ready to
real. And so my thing is like, when they did that event, that was my first close range event, and that was a crazy year for me. And I remember like, you know, people were putting me on this stock rise list. They did a rookie of the year list. Some battle rap media, I came out number 1. This is now when the world is like, who's this kid? It's 2016. And so then after that, Bad News is up next.
Yeah.
You want me to get into that?
I want you to go all the way. I want you to go all the way to URL.
Right, so bad news. So I told you we hated each other, bro. Yeah. When I tell you we hated each other, like we did not like each other. So we was in this group chat. We had a bullpen group chat at the time. We always used to throw shots at each other. And bad news to tell you, bro, like he hated me. Like he did not like me at all. And I think it was just the competitive nature, but it ended up getting like, you know, probably a little personal and whatnot. But so me and Bad News, we were the top dudes at the time. Bad News just finished battling Shotgun Suge, and Hitman does an interview after that, right? They asked Hitman Holla, who's the best out of Bullpen? And he says, if I judge it tonight, Bad News had the best performance out of everyone. That's what he said. He said
versus Shotgun Suge.
Versus Shotgun Suge. Yeah. He said Bad News performed, and it was. Bad News performance versus Shotgun Suge was 10 times better than what I did against DNA. But he said, but if I was looking at everything that their total package, he says, I think Loso is a star. I think he's crazy. I think Loso's the best battler overall. That's what he said. So now you got this, who's the top bull? Loso versus Bad News. Bet. Let's go ahead and do it. John sets it up. Bro, we pack out the venue that he does, right? It's the Omega Agency, which is real big in Atlanta. We pack it out. And it's a bullpen card. Remember, a whole bull card. We pack it out. We the main event, and me and Bad News going. Bad News goes first. I go second. I do my first round, and my first round is crazy. I'm killing. I tell Bad News all the time. I went on like a 32-6 run on you. You know what I'm saying? To this basketball. Bad News comes back second round and gets wild on me. This way he pocket checks me. He ripped my jacket when he pocket checked.
He really did?
He ripped it. And then what made it bad though, he ran the bar back because it was such a room shaker. But instead of pocket checking me, he pocket checked Street Him.
Get the fuck out of here! Hey, it was so that's fire, bro. That's fire.
So he pocket checked Street Him, bro, and it was like he just thought of that on the fly. He looked at Street Him, you know what I'm saying? And so
I definitely seen this battle, but to hear you tell it,
it's crazy. And what happened though, I pocket checked Bad News in the first round, and the room went crazy. It was the first time you was like, "Oh, Christian just pocket checked somebody." I said, "You ain't been in church in 5 years, man. Give me them ties back." I told Bad News that, and everybody going crazy. Bad News was even looking like, "Damn, all right, cool." So our third rounds both hit, and a lot of people was like, "Yo, it almost sounded like y'all wrote together the way y'all was combating each other." Well, it was a judge battle. We had a judge, like we did a judge battle for money. That's how much we didn't like each other. We was like, "Nah, we need a winner." They picked 3 judges that night. Them dudes that dating in the back, and they come out, and they 3 judges, bro, say it's a tie. We said, what? Me and it was like, what?
That's a classic story right there, though.
That's crazy. I was like, yo, I felt like I won. Bad News felt like he won. I actually would have been more content with you trying to say that he won. But now when now John dropped it that week. He dropped it like in 7 days. And when he dropped it, the world, you know, we the battle rap culture starts talking about it. And a lot of and News knows this. A lot of people, even on YouTube and all around, was like, "Yo, Loso kind of got that." But crazy battle. After the Bad News joint, now I'm on the public scene. I'm already getting calls from URL. I'm turning them down. Though, you know what I'm saying? I'm with John. I just battled Bad News. Ganny calls me. Yo, we doing Blackout. Now this was huge for me. John hadn't even done Blackout. John hadn't even done Blackout. So I was like, what?
Is this the Gyms battle?
It's the Gyms battle.
Okay.
Boom. We want you to go ahead and battle Gyms. Now, I wasn't too fond of battling Gyms at the time, but I was like, man, you know what? I can't turn this.
You didn't respect him?
Nah, I didn't.
Stop being dirty?
Yeah. But he had just started it. But you know what? He had just
finding himself.
He had just beat, this is Fat Gyms too at the time. He had just beat Averb for cash. For money. So we go up there, and it wasn't, like, for me, that was my first time outside of my comfort zone. I'm battling at KOTD, and it was a different crowd. It was in Toronto, and so I just wasn't really, like, hitting. A lot of people still had me winning the battle. Every poll, everything I looked at, I had me winning the battle. But, and Jims was a funny guy, so, you know what I'm saying, he's joking and stuff like that. But the battle was kind of lackluster. But no matter what, though, it was a monument for me because I was like, yo, I just went to Toronto and I just battled on this league and this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? So boom, now I battled Gyms on I got my KOTD plate out the way. Literally, I think 2 weeks later, me and Street Hymns do a 2-on-2 against Farrah and Shuni.
Yeah, I remember that.
This is a big call for Bullpen too because they team up with Queen of the Ring.
I remember that. Y'all are some strong brothers.
Yeah. So we go on there.
Old sexy ass. I seen that interview after.
And
she was throwing that thing at me. I caught it.
So.
Oh, you married though. Respect.
So we went and did the event, and the crazy thing, a lot of people don't know, we almost backed out the battle because we was not ready, bro. Me and Street Hymns, we had only had. It was 2 weeks later after my gym's battle, so Street Hymns I had to fly Street Hymns to my house in Tampa, and we had to literally come up together for a week. We was only together for a week, bro, and even in the middle of the week, I had things to do. I was working, so we didn't have all day. We trying to write. We get to Atlanta probably like if the event on a Saturday, we get to Atlanta Friday. And
y'all was fired.
That's struggling, bro. And we not having our rounds down. We messing up. I can't remember my material. I can't remember where I'm coming in. Now check this out.
That was 2017?
This is 2017.
Damn, time go by.
It's 2017.
Fast, man.
2017. So I'm like, yo, I looked at Street Hymns, I said, bro, we gotta call John and we gotta tell him because we're not about to go up there and just choke every round and lose to Farrah and Shuni like that. So Street Hymns like, man, let's just sleep on it, bro. You know what I'm saying? And in the morning, if we can't do it, we just can't do it. Street Hymns goes to sleep. I stayed up for a little bit. I'm trying to go over my rounds. I'm trying to go over the rounds that we wrote together. And no lie, I'm not trying to get like super duper spiritual, nothing like that. When I tell you, bro, I was just like, I'm gonna just pray. I literally prayed. And I was tired, bro. I'm praying. I prayed until I fell asleep. When I tell you I woke up the next morning, bro, y'all could take this for however you want. When I tell you I woke up the next morning, Henny, and I knew every lyric, bro. Everything was in my head, bro. And the night before, I didn't have nothing down. I woke up, it was something, I just felt it. I woke up the next morning and like regardless, nobody in my position, everybody gonna be looking like, yo, this dude weird, but I can only say what happened.
Nah, I don't think that's
bro, I literally woke up the next morning. When I tell you I was on 10, bro, I went to the venue in a tank top, bro. My tats on, I was so confident, bro. I grabbed Street Hymns, I said, let's go over these rounds. Bro, everything hit, bang, bang, bang. We sparring with all these other dudes. He was ready, but we go up there. It was a crazy performance, bro. Crazy. And then it made it so dope because Farrah and Shuni was putting on the show, regardless of what they thought they did good.
They did good.
You know what I'm saying?
I think y'all won that. But
you know what I'm saying? And Farrah seducing Street Hymns kind of, gave it a little like extra spin. And so it just went crazy, you know what I'm saying? And we was wilding that event. So after that, this is another year that people are talking about me. And so at this time, everybody is saying Saga and B-Dot need a battle. Saga and B-Dot need a battle. But Saga wasn't taking the battle though because he was in URL and he was on contract. You know what I'm saying? And B-Dot didn't want to do a PG to go. He just felt like, yo, I don't need to do that to battle you. Well, I had said from the get. I said actually a year before. I said, yo, B-Dot, I'll battle you. You know what I'm saying? A-Ward was actually supposed to battle B-Dot too. But they wanted to do it on the PG and A-Ward turned it down because he just felt like the situation just wasn't right. So all these different things that were occurring didn't go through, and so I said, "Give me B-Dot." B-Dot didn't want to battle me before because he said, "Yo, nobody don't know you." This is in 2016. I was like, "What?" 2017 came along, right? I did Black, I did all the stuff, and B-Dot gets hit up by John, and we like, "Yo, for this next Fade event, we about to do it." Now, me and B-Dot's stock is like this at this point. Every battle he has, every battle I have, people are talking about us, right? Then on top of that, he's this conscious brother, I'm this Christian brother, and we about to meet. I do this crazy trailer, it goes viral. He does a crazy trailer with Avo, it goes viral, and they announce it, and everyone. And the crazy thing is, this is the return. John hadn't battled in like 2 years, I think, before this. It was a return of John versus Chilla Jones on that card. Everybody still was talking.
I wasn't excited about that battle, John and Chilla.
Bro, Jay Black, I remember Champion did a thing. They said that's the main event, but the real main event is Loso and B-Dot. That's what they said.
It just came John and Chilla. It just came out of nowhere. Whereas it's way more of a story with Yajo.
And so for me, I knew how important the battle was. I knew how important the battle was. Now, granted, when I watch it back now. I'm my own biggest critic, so I'm like, man, I tell B-Dot all the time. B-Dot's one of my closest bros, but I'm like, yo, if we would have done this battle today it would have been crazier. You know what I'm saying? But when it happened at that time,
you can't take.
You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? But
that's a classic. You know that,
bro.
right?
Yeah, when I went up there, and even apart from battle rap, bro, I get hit up so many different people like, yo, that's the only battle I watch. That's the only battle that I can sit down with my mom and watch or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So like that goes past that. But me and B-Dot, I already knew no matter what the outcome was, I said to myself, I'm gonna grab B-Dot's hand and I'm gonna raise it up like this after a boxing match, right? I'm always thinking marketing. So when the battle goes on, my first round, boom. B-Dot to this day says, yo, I've never been hit with a first round like that. I think y'all recapped it.
We did the damn
Loso first round, B-Dot going back and forth, we going back, boom, it's going crazy, right?
My man hat fell off in the
yeah. I remember that. And so after the third round, you know what I'm saying, like it was such a 5 battle, everybody's going crazy. And John goes, y'all give it up for this classic. The room is packed, bro, front and back. And we the last battle, like, yeah, everybody's going crazy. I grab B-Dot's hand and I just pull it up like this, bro. And somebody must have took the perfect picture, bro. Boom. And I took that and I remember I said, yo, I hope I find it. Boom, I got the picture. I posted it on Instagram. I said, on this day, everybody's gonna remember. No, like 10 years from now, we still gonna talk about when Loso and B-Dot battle.
That battle is that motherfucking good. I just want to make sure this shit still record. It's still lit. Yeah, that battle is that motherfucking good though. Like,
boom, we put it up there, and that's what I wanted.
Yeah.
Boom. So now after this, B-Dot gets hit up for a PG next month on Traffic versus Emerson Kennedy. He calls me, he tells me, and I'm like, hey, do it. And so this is the first dude who really, even though a lot of people point to what I did, I tell people all the time, like, B-Dot was really the first one who said, I ain't doing no regular PG.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be on a crazy card. That was the Tay-Rock and Diz card. He goes, battles Emerson Kennedy, has a crazy round, right? He goes viral in that third round when he's coming at smack and stuff.
Right.
And so, you know, ends up doing great. And so 2018 come around. So 2017 ends. I'm on the Swords top 10. I'm on Champions top 10. Me and B-Dot's being talked about, all this stuff. Next 2018 come around. And now, oh, my bad. Right before B-Dot, I battled Jay Murder. I remember that. It was a rider, crazy event too. I went crazy over there, boom, all this stuff, right? So I already built a relationship with ARP. The next year, now it's all about making moves, you know what I'm saying? He hits me up and he says, yo, I want you to battle Show Off. It was Show Off's return. I said, I bet. I go up there, it's Show Off, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, regardless what y'all think, like, he's a dope battle rapper. And John to this, at that point, no, he saw me against B-Dot, he saw me against DNA, he saw me against all these dudes. He'll tell you, every interview, he'll say, I didn't know Loso was really like that. Because John battled Big K that night. Yeah. He said, I didn't know Loso was like that until he shook that New York crowd. He said, that day when I was standing behind him and I saw what he was doing against Show Off in the first round, John tell you, that's when I knew, all right, Loso's here.
Yeah.
What you about to say?
Nah, I'm saying that is just crazy. I forgot John and Big K battled on that joint because they had beef.
Yeah.
And they were supposed to go outside and fight. And Good's the one that ended up doing what he did.
That's
you know what I mean? And them motherfuckers ain't even had beef.
That's a fact. Yep.
That's crazy.
So you know, I go crazy on the Show Off battle. Boom. Right after Show Off, ARP hits me back up again. No, Daylight asked for you. I said, all right, let's do it. Daylight battle was crazy because we said, let's put money on the line. It was a judge battle now. Now, regardless, here's the thing. Daylight at the time was now my most debated battle because a lot of people feel like Daylight beat me 2-1. Right? Daylight choked in the third. Okay. A lot of people feel like he beat me 2-1. But here's the thing. Even though it's a debated battle, it's my clearest win because it was a judge battle. So no matter what you can say, regardless, I left with the money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I left with the money and the judges unanimously said Loso won. You know what I'm saying? And they did it in a boxing format.
Shout out Daylight. Hey, unblock me on Twitter, motherfucker. I was just joking. Fuck.
Yeah. So the Daylight joint happened. After that, I got hit up from KOTD again, Massacre, right? Yeah. So I'm getting these battles back to back. I'm trying to think if I had a bullpen one that year, but I battle Money Bags now. Which at the time I wasn't happy, right? I wasn't like, yo, y'all give me money bags. But that was just me wanting the name. So I said, man, Bumpy, you know what? I'll go to Boston and I did Massacre.
Massacre.
And,
That's my favorite
bro,
KOTD staple right there.
Yo, you know what's so crazy, man? That's one of my favorite battles. So, me versus, if y'all haven't seen Loso versus Moneybags, watch
Your performance or back and forth?
Oh, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, now, me, I just feel it's one of my cleanest performances in general. Like, the stuff I was doing, all that stuff, it was going crazy. I just felt so comfortable that day. And especially coming after the Daylight battle, which wasn't like a great stellar. Me and Daylight tells all the day, we like, yo, that battle should have been crazy, but it was actually a terrible battle. But me and Moneybags end up having a better battle and a great back and forth. I go crazy on Boston. Boom, after that, now my name's in the running for Champion of the Year.
Okay.
Right?
Without URL.
Without URL.
Yeah.
Even before, but you gotta think about the year before, I made top 10 without it.
Yeah.
2018, now it's like, all right, Loso here. So, the person at that time, this is halfway through the year, right? We in May now. It's about to be June. Everybody's saying Math Hoffa was supposed to be Champion of the Year because he had just went on this 3-week thing. He battled Av in North Carolina, I think, right?
Yeah,
Was that Av?
nah, he battled Snake Eyes in North
Snake
Carolina.
Eyes. Snake Eyes in North Carolina. He battled Ill Will and had a crazy Ill Will, but Math Hoffa was on 10 that night.
Yeah.
And he battled somebody else. It was like, oh, Real Deal in KOTD, right? Oh, Massacre, the day I battled.
Yeah, he did. He did the big 3 leagues in 3 weeks.
In 3 weeks. So me and Mav was talking, and we was about to set it up on the Murder Mook and Averb card.
Yeah.
And it was gonna be me and Mav Hoffa that year, right?
That would have been crazy.
But right before that, I get called. So this is May, and now URL calls me for the gnome thing. This is where URL jumps in. And,
okay, so right before you get to the URL part, now you mentioned URL about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, conversation time.
Yeah.
And you basically said you turned them down.
Yeah.
And then immediately said you went to KOTD.
Yeah.
What? It was just strictly just the I'm not doing that PG shit.
Yeah, that's what it was. The look. It was the look. So I always told him like, yo, I just want the look to be right. I don't want my name just to be on no regular card or like a regular PG. And not because I felt like I was above, but I just felt like, yo, I was doing stuff and a couple, and I ain't gonna say no names in the administration, but it was just a couple of dudes over there who was just trying to downplay. And I said, yo, I've never called y'all once. I've never asked for a play. If I was the one asking for the battle, take what you gonna take. But when you guys are calling my phone, it's negotiation time. You know what I'm saying? It's leverage time. So I'm telling them like, yo, this is what I've been doing. I've been traveling around the world. I'm battling on KOTD, I'm battling on RB, I'm battling on Bullpen, the next 3 biggest leagues outside of URL, and I'm doing numbers and I'm battling names. Like, how can for y'all to say that, then all right, cool. We obviously don't have a common ground to talk on now. So you do you and I'm gonna do me.
Yeah.
So because that occurred, I got hit up, and now they willing to go ahead and negotiate on something that I didn't even think was gonna be possible. They called me and they said, we want you on Gnome. Bro, I was willing to take, you know, a dope. I asked them. I said, "Yo, let me battle Jack Boy Rider. Give me Jack Boy Rider on a Born Legacy or something like that." And they were saying, "Nah, like they above. They literally, this is the exact word. They said Jack Boy Rider are above your pay grade. That's what they told me." And I took offense to that.
Somebody at URL told you that?
Somebody at URL told me. Yep. I took offense to that. When I took offense to that, I said, "Oh, word? I bet." You know what I'm saying? Like, let's turn up then. You know what I'm saying? That's when I started.
P said that, didn't he?
You know what I'm saying?
It sound like some P shit. P,
you know what I'm
P
saying?
one of them niggas that'll just say that shit like, he just straight say it and you be like, did you just say that to me?
And so my thing is like, yo, I can understand other dudes, and no diss to Jack or Ryder, but I was like, what are we comparing? You know what I'm saying? What are we comparing? So, after this, when they came with the Gnome joint, we negotiated some terms. We did the contract. They sent me the contract. And bro, I step into Houston.
It's so crazy. I keep this. I guess just like the highlight of the story. So I'm just keep cutting you off. But you, before touching the URL stage, did so much. It was to the point where I remember, and I'm sure you probably remember too. Even Twerk was like, "Fuck it, I go back to the PGs I will battle Loso." You know what I mean? I will go back to the PGs and battle Loso.
Bro, check this out. Check this out. 2018, when 2018 started, I promise you not, bro. You go on. If you would have went on YouTube and typed in Loso PG, that's all you had to type in. Battle rapper battle rapper, blogger. Everybody did a video. I'm talking about from Mike P, from Brooklyn Carter to Jay Black. Champion did a whole segment.
Did it?
Champion's whole episode was, does Loso need a PG?
Yeah.
Nobody, so that's what I'm saying, like, nobody ever had this situation. And regardless of how people were saying, Loso, you handled it wrong, it wasn't a blueprint made out. No one came before me and did what I did, so they couldn't say like, yo, Loso, this is how you conduct yourself in here.
I like the way you say
all you gotta think about it. So I'm learning as I'm going. Hey, I'm fine. I'm
making your own blueprint.
But you know what? I said, you know what? Give me that. I said, I love this. So I go, and I remember I put this post on my Instagram, me in the classroom, and I'm sleeping on a desk, and my caption was, I'm in a PG class on my own. Boom, and it goes crazy. Everybody's like, oh, shots fired, yada, yada, all this stuff, right? So when they called me for the Gnome joint, I said, this is it, and a lot of people are going to be mad, right? Oh, well, boom, they called me and John heard them out, and we said, let's do it. So I went, and they told me who was against Scotty. I said, yo, it is what it is. Went out there.
No, I'm listening to you, bro.
You good?
Yeah.
Went out there, you know what I'm saying? Went to Houston, and the rest is history. I ain't gonna front. Like, when I walked on stage, I remember walking into the venue, and this is the biggest crowd. This is like 2,000 plus at Gnome. You know what I'm saying? This is Houston. I'm in the venue, bro, and Beasley brings me up. He goes, hey, just look out there. This is how many people you're gonna be in front of. This is before people even open the door, and I'm looking. I'm like, this is crazy. I go on stage.
Was there any nervousness in you?
Every bit, bro. I was like, yo, like, if I pull this off, this is gonna be crazy. As soon as I start throwing my first couple of punches, bro, no lie, I'm trying to tell you, in Gnome, the stage is shaking. Penny, the stage is shaking when I'm rapping, and I'm like, this is crazy. So I said, okay, like take it in. So I start just looking at the crowd. I'm like this. I'm walking in front of the crowd. I'm doing this, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm here, because everybody was like, can Loso translate on the big stage?
Yeah.
And I did that, you know what I'm saying? So for me, bro, I tell people all the time, like, if I had to like do a front page of like Loso's book or something like that, it'll be a picture of me on Gnome in Houston. And that was one of my biggest moments, bro. And so before that, everything I did, and that's why I tell people, bro, like, if you coming in, just like write your goal down, like what you trying to do. Like, if you just want to go straight to URL and do it. You know what I'm saying? But if you got a vision, and I didn't have a vision, but I had somebody who did. And when John laid the blueprint out, I said to myself, I'm gonna trust that, and it worked, bro. It worked, and I'm here, and the rest is history, man.
It's 4 in the morning, I'm thinking about money. I need it, I want it, I can't even sleep.